I want us to, before we go into baptism, to speak a little bit about what baptism means from a Hebrew perspective. A pastor before me spoke about following Yeshua, doing as he did. So let me explain to you what the rabbis said about baptism and how Yeshua did it. First of all, the rabbis explained that we are creature of the earth. So when we go into the water, it's like we're burying ourselves, because if we stay there, we're gonna die. There is no life for us in the water. We are not fish. And so it's a sign of dying to oneself. And when you raise from the water, you are a new person. So now let's see what Rav Shaul, which Rabbi Saul of Tarsus, which some people call Paul, said about it. And in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, he speaks to us about immersion. And here are his words: "For I do not wish you to be ignorant, brothers, that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were immersed into Moses in the cloud and the sea, and ate the same spiritual food, and drank the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed the rock that was the Messiah." Here is a picture. When you come to the Messiah, you become part of Israel. And if you're part of Israel, you were among those that went through the sea. Now, let me explain what happened at the sea. At the Red Sea, which is also in Hebrew means the end sea. That means that's a place where everything ends. It means that there is no more of the old ways of Egypt, but now there is a new way of God. Now, God put Israel in a situation where they had to put their trust in God, because they were working in between mountains in a narrow passage. They had the Egyptian behind them, the sea in front of them, the mountain on both sides, and they had to walk with God. And then they cried unto the Lord. And the Lord basically said to them, "Why are you crying to me? I already told you what to do." So now the Israelites had to go into the water. And when the leaders of Israel marched into the water, they went further and further until the water reached their neck. Then the water opened up. And that's the same way that God is teaching us today. We need to step out in faith, and only then will the water open up. Now, in ancient time again, and until today, the immersion is done where the person about to be immersed goes into the water, immerse himself into the water 3 times, sitting into the water until the water covers it up, just like a tomb. The first time in the name of the Father, the second time in the name of the Son, the third time is the name of the Spirit. And then he rises up a new man.